Hello. Yes. So back to the our Google template, Google Doc issue. You mentioned total three issues. So the first one, will it be okay to create a Google Doc template with a different user from the one that authenticated the all? So I'm not sure how like uh, how you are testing this one, and I'm not sure this is how you wanted to develop this, but I just want to show you how this is right now, or how this is programmed. So if we talk about authentication, so it's not like one user authenticate, and every other user should use his access token or something like that. It's not like that. So because I'm not sure if one user authorized with his Gmail account or Google account, and other users other users can modify his documents, something like that. So to if for security reasons, it's not like that. It's like each user, uh, whoever wants to, anyone can modify the document if document is public. I will come to that. But if someone wants to create a template, Google template, he needs to authorize with his account, and for one time, he don't need to authorize again and again, but for once, every user who wants to create his own template needs to authorize. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So we are here, like okay, so I have to open the configuration screen. Let's go to the configuration and talk about the configuration screen. So we have a custom setting, which save the user ID and the detail of the Google account he is using. So each user who is going to authorize this from here will have his own data. So if you say John Hancock, he actually authorized here, right here. So when he will log in, we will use this credential that he authorized with. If he used let's say John at the rate signature test.com, this is, let's say, this it is his Gmail ID. So when he will log in, he will use this Gmail ID to authorize from here. So now John, when you are if you log in with John Hancock and try to create a template, so we will the template will be saved in his drive, here in this account. So it's important, when we create a template, Google template, where will it be saved, if on which drive it will go. So it will go to this account because it is being used for this user to authorize the Google. Okay. And if another user, let's talk about the users. If let's say there is another user, so just let me just show you. Yeah, so we have another user which is demo user. So let's say the user ID is also the Gmail ID or something like that. So eval at the simple signature dot demo or something like that is his Google account as well. So if he logins and go here and authorize, because for him it will show authorize, not revoke, because revoke is for this account and this user. So that means each user in the Salesforce have to authorize his own Gmail account. So we are not using John Hancock's Google Access for other users, just for this reason, because maybe he have other accounts, other documents, and other users cannot see. Let's say if he wants to uh, show the doc, the template for few Google accounts, because if I go to if I go and try to create a Google template, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about. And sorry. if I create new Google Doc, new template. So now whatever we create here, like whatever name we put here, it will go to this account that is used hypothetically. Like I'm not sure which account that used to authorize for John Hancock, but let's say this is the Google account, so it will go to that account. But the permission is like anyone with link. That means anyone with link means anyone with Google account can like modify the doc, the template, who got the link, right? So any other user try to like update this template can do that. But if the user do not want to like um, want everybody to like update, so he can use the domain option. Like let's say domain is like something like, let's say we have 2a finish domain. So if we put it 2a finish domain Google account, so if another user log in and try to update the Google template, he can do it like if only his like domain is the same, or while creating the template, this user can give to a particular user access to a particular user, one user, and the type of access he wants to give, like reader, writer, and something like that. So that means if let's say I am the administrator and I want to, I should create template, so I will just like ignore these settings permissions to blank, and or blank sorry, to like let's say domain label or anybody with links, and give the right reader access, so that when other users using this Google template, they can read it and like generate a PDF. But if he wants to give like write access as well, so that other users can like modify the template, so that in that case he has to do this. But this template, this like document will be saved in his drive, and based on the actions it will be shared. That means if, just like talking about, if this is testing template, and this Google doc should be saved uh, with the account that is used to authorize the Google account. Now if I come here, you see this is my account. I am logged in with this one in the browser, but this is not actually the owner of this document, of course, because this is not the account used to create this doc. It's not in my account. It's just public with link. That's why I can see it and I can modify this one. Okay. So I think your question is something different, but let me just read it again. Will it be okay to create a Google document template with a different user from the one that authenticated the org? So it's just, the question is something like, let's say you used one account for, let's say for single Salesforce user, you used one account, Google account, to authorize, and you want another Google account to create the template. I'm not sure if that's the question. Then um, I think I'm not sure how we can do that. Like we need the access token and all, so that we can create a Google template automatically. Like if you want to do that, we had an option. If that's the question, let me go back and open the configuration. Sorry, we are on the configuration. So this is like, okay, hide. So this is like Google account. So you if you are saying that one account is used to like authorize this from here on the configuration, and you want to use another Google account to create a template, if there's a question, that we have to like think about other solutions, because we provided that. Like let's say you come here and like go to Google template docs, try to create one from here, and next, and just like go to your like Google account, create a doc, and just put the doc ID here, Google doc ID here, and just like click here, or don't click here, just put the Google document ID here. So in this case, we will not like create another Google document in the account that is used to authorize, but we will just use this Google doc, right, as a template. So that's the thing we can do. I think that makes sense. So let me repeat it. Like we have a account 1 which is used to authorize, and we have account 2 where you want to create the Google template. But so you can just go to your Google account, create a doc, and put the ID right here. So and then save. That will work. I hope that makes sense. Let me know about that. And the second thing is, in the sandbox I cannot preview the Google Doc if I have rich text field in this field. Okay, so this one I want, like, I have a question, or at least I want to suggest me that what should I do, because here it's not like when we are like merging the rich text area. First thing, we never tested the whole rich text area, like if there is a HTML tags and all. I'm not sure that will work in Google. We just like send the raw data, right? Let's say the rich text area have a image. So what I do is extract the image in here in Apex, and then I send the image data as a base64 to Google. So Google will understand the base64 image data, and he will like put it on the Google Doc. So something like that. And like if you see, if you use signature field, this field which is text area, it will ask for like the width, because the way I programmed it is like it uh, the, treat the text area as an image field and try to fetch the image data from it. Other than that, it will always understand. That's where this component is designed, and same way our processor works. So I want to suggest me how like we should do it, because we cannot be sure if the restrict area have an image that we want to put on the this doc, or there is something some text there. Okay, that's first thing. And second, the thing is, if there is some text and those texts are like uh, HTML tags and all, like restrict area can have HTML tags and all. I'm not sure that it will like render that way here. Maybe it will just put those right here as a text, and we have to see that after we change these things. So what I'm talking about is this, like if you go to here, like go here, and I think you already mentioned that when you try to like select a restrict area like this one that we have, so it asks for width, because you see this is select width for the image, because by default it's saying that like it's treating the restrict area as an image field, and we use some few scripts to get the image data from the restrict area if there is some data. Okay, and if the restrict area is not for image, and then that's the issue that I want to talk about. But if restrict area is for image, and you have like you created another restrict area and you put some image and you want to put it on the dock, and after that it's showing me the error, then I need the sandbox access so that I can see what's happening. Other than that, that means that you can see here the text you have selected this area field can be used for image replacement. So you see here as a like a notification I put, like if restrict area is selected, it can be used for image replacement only, not for any other purpose. So uh, let me know what should we do for restrict area. If we generalize this restrict area, how should we know that it got some image that we want to put, like in case of in our case signature, this one signature field have image, we know that this is used for image only. Okay, so there is that. And the third thing, when I try to run the signature process, it does not create a Google Doc process, and so never run. Okay, so I fixed this issue, and I want to show you how it's working now. Let's go back to Lightning. Sorry for the long video. I think I took time on the first issue. Okay, let's go back to this contact and try to like sign a Google template. So it's very simple, like experience that I use, just Google template ID and nothing else. Testing Google template, and then let's put A and sign. maybe I should go to class. Magic signature page that will not, that it will skip because it's got the template ID here. Okay, and yeah, you see the processor and processes, sorry, and then this process have like only one template, so one template process, and then this template process have this the messages, cloning and everything. So it's got there, and then the PDF that's generated and from the template. So title of the template, and then you see a I think we have to manage that, like the bit and all from the Google template, but you see signature is here and all. Okay, so this is working now, and this is version 10. uh, so please give me the access of sandbox, so that I can test it there, and I should test the second issue, which is the restrict area. I just want to know what should we do with restrict area, because right now restrict area is treated as an image replacement only. So let me know about that. Thank you.